Hello there, this is SD. Last time out we won a very amusing Crystal B run where we ended up going to the Crystal Homeworld sector and we got 8 crystals, which I've definitely never done before and may never get a chance to do again. This time unfortunately we have to play Stealth B. So let's see if we can make it out of Sector 1. That's usually a pretty good start with this ship. Last time we played it, I couldn't manage that because we were forced into an asteroid field with an offensive drone, which is two things that this ship really does not deal well with. But then there's lots of things this ship doesn't deal well with because it's the worst ship in the game. So let's see if this time we can do a little bit better. We need to get our people. We need to move our people to the right places, first of all. Let's make sure things are tracking. Yeah. Have a look around at the sector. Okay, that seems like a reasonable first jump. There's a bunch of empty space here, and I don't like that. We have to go through this beacon. Well, I guess if we go here, we'll see if that beacon has a hostile, because we have no choice but to go through it. So we really hope that's not like an asteroid or a solar flare. But if it is, knowing it early means we have time to prepare for it. We need to start venting. Before we do that, let's practice my microprocessing. That great at this because I don't need to do it for any other ship in the game, and I messed it up. Well, I messed it up there, but I messed it up a few times in the last failed attempt with this ship, although I don't think it would have mattered. We need to vent our oxygen down to below 50%. Maybe just a little bit above 50% so that we can vent it down rapidly when a fight starts. Yep. Okay. We're going to take this very carefully and slowly. On the other hand, what would my path be if I did like this? Problem is, I think actually I will jump here first because we have more options. Like, we'll be able to get here early anyway. It's just, I don't want to go here, find and say that's an asteroid field, and then I have no other options. At least if we do that, we can sort of go around it. We are ignoring the refueling platform, it's probably a trap. Okay, let's take a fight. We get a preview, for fuck's sake, they're a disruptor. Hopefully they don't have offensive drones, but they might well, because they do have drone control. Still, we don't have any choice, we have to take this fight. Okay. They don't have offensive drones, they do have this overcharger, which is quite annoying. But they only have a single laser. So that's something. This is a reasonable enough fight. We at least won't take catastrophic damage here. We won't one-shot it either. I forgot to actually count how many. You go here, you'll be the sensors person for this, I guess. Okay, now we micropause. All the way up. Okay, there it is. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, there we go. Started animating, they've already targeted. We can now cloak. We can also stop micropausing. Yeah, this will block the first bit of the glide beam, unfortunately. But we hit weapons, and as long as we do that, it doesn't matter. We even hit another room first, so they're not using the NG to fix their weapons, which is ideal. We should be able to just keep taking this down now. No, we're not taking that. Well, I didn't think they were going to get to fire that, so I didn't bother doing the depowering. And our O2 was above 50% actually there as well, so that was a bit clumsy. Still, at worst, we will take a shot from this as they're dying, and I think we might even be able to avoid that. Nope, we didn't. Stupid NGs. Still, 2 damage is not that bad, albeit that's a terrible scrap reward, but so it goes. We are nearly 1/4 of the way to getting basic safety with cloaking 3. Oh, I forgot to save crew positions. Okay, we're not going there. Well, there's an asteroid field there. Hopefully there isn't one there. Go to this fight. This ship is quite nasty. Can we cloak both of these in one? I think we can. They don't have weapon manning. The ion blast fires at, I believe, 8 seconds. Burst laser is 12. The ion blast 1. Yeah, it's 8 seconds. We can cloak both of those. What I'll need to do is depower and thaw for the ion, see where it's heading. If it's heading towards weapons, we cloak it. Otherwise, we let it go through, even if it's aimed at, maybe not if it's aimed at cloaking. If it's aimed at one of those 2 systems, we'll need to cloak early. Okay, so 8 seconds. Count to 5 and then do the sensors dash. Maybe 6 actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Okay. Okay, that's now fully charged, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, there we go. So now we need to see where this is headed. I can stop my pausing for a moment. That doesn't look like it's headed. That looks like that's just headed at empty hull. So we let that through. The strictly most efficient thing would have been to run this guy back to weapons and then back to sensors, but I don't want to do the timing for that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 10. Now we cloak and run you back here. And we should be able to one-shot this. I forgot to vent below 50%, that was dumb. Okay, good. That's not... It doesn't look like there's a ship there, but at the same time, there also isn't a... There also isn't an asteroid field, so we'll take what we can get, or a solar flare, which is equal, or a pulsar. All of those are equally bad. I'm gonna just vent to below 50% before the fight, because otherwise I keep forgetting. Distress. We don't have any decent distress options. We have the beam. We're definitely not risking giant alien spiders. Looting crew would be very bad. Wow, we have 3 straight forced jumps here. Nothing. Nothing. Civilian ship fighting an auto scout. Auto scout is a risk of drones. Fortunately, that's not the case, although they do have the mini beam. Okay, firing time for this, we'll want to count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All of this, if you haven't seen my Stealth B videos before, this is all basically to minimize the odds that they shoot at weapons, because that's such a devastating thing on this ship, because your weapon is so slow, and literally this dinky little ion blast could knock it off. The mini beam could knock it off, and we literally can't dodge that. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think we may have done that a bit late there. But we'll see. I mean, we can watch at any rate to see if it's heading there. We're gonna cloak this regardless, actually, because we can't cloak the mini beam. What we'll want to do is run you to sensors, and when it looks like they're about to target, we can temporarily depower the glade beam, and that minimizes the odds that they mini beam that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's just depower that for just a moment. Also turn our oxygen on, I guess. As long as they don't mini beam my weapons, we'll be fine. I can power this back up now because they've already targeted. Okay, good. So they may have smart targeted that. That's the reason that we're venting our oxygen down, is that it adds that to their priority targeting list. Which, you know, the oxygen taking a hit is not ideal, but it's definitely better than weapons or cloaking. I think this gets in the air, but we still get our shot. Sadly, we did not get the double rewards. We made only 9 scrap from that. So, you know, we've had 3 fights already, and we've only made 38 scrap. We're still, you know, well short of getting... Well, we're not well short. One more fight, as long as it's not a low scrap reward, will get us Cloak 3. It's just, we would then want to get more scrap to buy something else, like ideally hacking. And we're so far behind that I don't know if we have any chance of doing that. Let's get the oxygen up a little bit. Doesn't need to be that much below 50. In fact, it only needs to be 1% below 50. Since we have jumps in hand, let's jump around. Okay, surrender. Okay, this... I don't know if this is a Lido missile or a Artemis. I need to assume that it's Lido, which means that I need to run to sensors on a count of 7, I believe. Actually, no, 6, because it's manned. Is it 6? That might be a bit early. And heavy laser is 6. Yeah, it's 6. Lido is, if I recall correctly, a 9-second charge time, same as a heavy one. Lido missile. Yeah, it's a 9-second charge time, so we need to count to 6 and then dash to sensors. 1. Oh, they're running as well, but you know, we'll either get the glade beam off or they'll hit us in weapons or escape before that is, you know, it's ultimately determined by what they target. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We might have been a bit early there, but of course that may mean that that's an Artemis missile. In fact, I think it probably is. You can't tell. The Artemis and Lido have exactly the same model, so I had to assume. You can't tell until a missile is already coming at you, and it's too, for the purposes of doing the depower trick, it's too late when that's happening. The only good thing if it is an Artemis missile is they have the enemy Artemis missile has exactly the same timing as the enemy basic laser. That's not all the way up, even though it looks like it. Okay, now it's fully charged. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, this is the frame that they target on, basically. Now that the charge is drained, they're no longer able to target. They've already selected what room they're firing at. And yeah, that is an Artemis. So cloak now. Let's just hope that they do not aim at my weapons or my cloaking, or that if they do, we dodge it. They both aimed at my cloaking and they hit with one of them. So I think that means they're getting a second barrage off. Let's send you there. Yeah, we might actually get this off in time. Yeah, they get theirs off, unfortunately, but not fast enough for us to not kill them. So yeah, that's the sort of thing you need to avoid. Artemis into weapons. For fuck's sake! We've fought 4 times. I don't care about the rock. Like, the rock is just a body who will die on my ship if I can't, you know, fix things. I suppose he can help me deal with the destroyed oxygen system. Since he has a lot of hit points and is immune to fire. But yeah, 4 fights, and I still have not got the 50 scrap that I need to get. The one good thing about that is that I now don't need to do the sensors dash anymore. I can actually put a crew member on sensors permanently. Or alternately, I can actually put one, what I'll do is put one on doors, and then I can immediately dash them in there. Yeah, you start fixing that. I'll put one on doors, and they can dash immediately to sensors, assuming that we are not being boarded. Being boarded is also extremely bad for this ship, among the other many things that are extremely bad for this ship, because if they board you in weapons, well, your weapons slow down. Wow. We have this store, we have, like, no fucking scrap. Well, we don't really have any choice. We want to get more jumps. We have to go to here. We'll have to go here at the end to even get to the exit. So this store is wasted, basically. Yeah, like, we'd love that hacking system, but we can't get it without selling the glade beam, and if we do that, we lose the run. And selling long-range scanners is both not enough, and you definitely, on other stealth ships, you can do that, and if it'll get you shields, you can on this ship. But you can't sell long-range scanners otherwise, because long-range scanners are what's stopping you from bumbling into asteroid fields and getting murdered. We only have one more jump as well. Then we have to go to that store and then the exit. It's more likely to be a fight. This might just be somebody asking for fuel, which may just give me a map, which is worthless, or a reactor upgrade, which is not that good. I'd rather take the fight. It's not guaranteed to be a fight, I guess. There are some events that are not fights that look like that, but it is usually a fight. In any fight, it can't give you less than 7 scrap. So that will get me my cloaking up. And it's an outpost, is the good thing. So that's a double reward. We're not being boarded. So let's just immediately go here. I don't have to do the annoying count thing here because I can see they're charged the whole time. That's a Lido missile. It's only a little bit behind the Iron Blast in terms of charge up time. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We might have been just a tad late on that one. Already targeted now, so we can watch this anyway. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm not sure that I did the depower properly on either of those. But hopefully we did. Well, we won't be able to do that subsequently because they've missiled our sensors and hit us with cloaking. But if we just get one glade beam shot off, we win. Send the Zoltan to steal power back from that. Yeah, we got it. We even get a chance to try to get a dodge here. We didn't get it, but whatever, we got a double reward. That means we've passed the first big hurdle of this run. Since we're going to a store, I'll hold my scrap just for a moment. Not that I can think of anything that would be there that I would want to buy instead of just getting Cloak 3. Even if it has hacking, I would need to get Cloak 3 first. Which it doesn't anyway. Okay, Cloak 3. Okay, so, first big thing is done. Now what we can usually do is cloak at level 3 at the beginning of a fight, and that means we're faster than most weapons. But I'm going to be back in a moment. I'm going to make a drink, and then we will see if we can actually win this run. Okay, we're back. We've got one last jump. I don't think we can even afford to repair here, even though I'd like to. We need to get our scrap. In the next sector, we need to either get hacking or shields. Not really negotiable. The Glade Beam does not do that great against ships with 2 shield bubbles, so you need to scale up in some way. Ideally, you do that by getting hacking, but if you can't do that, you have to get shields, because otherwise you will, because like, against a 2 shield chip, especially if it's a 2 shield chip with the buffer upgrade, you're going to do like 1-2 damage to their weapons, and they're going to have, what, level 4 or 5 weapons at that point probably. You just won't be disabling stuff, and then you're going to get shot at repeatedly. You can't do that, so you need to either have hacking, so you can hack shields in one shot, or you need to get shields so that you can potentially survive having enemies actually ever shoot at you. You can sometimes get away with adding like a 1 power weapon. Particularly good is an ion bomb, but, you know, of the 3 things to find, that's the least likely. What do we got here? Fuel for scrap. I can't buy any of this. So how much scrap did we make in that sector? We made 72 scrap in that sector. These are 2 quite bad choices. They're both 2 store options. Zoltan Controlled is not as bad as it could be, because there's a trick for getting through Zoltan Shields with the Glade Beam and putting a tick of damage on weapons. I think it's therefore the more palatable choice. It will be bad if we have a ship that has Zoltan Shields and level 3 weapons. But not every ship that you fight in Zoltan Controlled is a Zoltan ship. And even those that are don't necessarily all have, you know, max upgraded weapons. We want to take these 2 fights. We need this bit of the sector, by the way, we would have to go straight down there and double back. And we don't have the scrap right now to do anything meaningful at a store anyway, so let's see about acquiring some. Okay, so this ship is fine. If we could somehow get just the mini beam down, we could even try to train dodges against this, but I'm not going to do that. Let's instead do a level 3 cloak right away. And if you do this particular shot, we'll take the Glade Beam down, and then the last little tick that goes into weapons will actually do 2 points of damage to that system. We're not even bothering to do the depower thing here because it doesn't matter. We will disable those weapons. You go here, pull power out. Now that that system is on cooldown. Let's start. No, don't auto fire. I want to open my internal doors. I'm gonna actually let them fire this at me and then shoot them while it's in the air because I want to have a chance to get a dodge block. Yeah, you can't let any enemies shoot anything at you on this ship. We didn't dodge, but it didn't matter. So yeah, that's a good fight. It will, as I said, still be bad because it only does 2 damage. If an enemy has, say, Artemis missile and a heavy laser, that would be extremely bad. It would leave the heavy laser up. but we can't eliminate all risks on this ship. We can only eliminate, you know, the ones that we don't need to take. Great. This ship probably has offensive drones, and even if it doesn't, it's got a mini beam. Great. Beam master. So, normally we would pre-cloak, but I need to make sure that I need to watch this for what it's aiming at. If it's aiming at either cloaking or weapons, we need to cloak ahead of time. Like a level 3 cloak will allow us to fire before this, as long as we don't get hit by the beam drone. Okay, that is aiming up here. We let that through. Our engines don't do anything in this fight. That, on the other hand, is probably aimed at our weapons. I'm not 100% sure, but it might be aimed, even if it's aimed at like doors, it might hit doors and then drag through. We need to cloak that. I think the beam drone will get one chance to aim at us after our cloak ends. Maybe not, I'm not 100% certain. Okay, we got him. For a fight against a ship with a beam drone, that's not that bad. But you know, you could fight ships like that on Stealth B before you have Cloak 3, and then it's really, really bad. Because then we would have to be praying we don't get hit by the mini beam and by the beam drone. Do we take this fight? It's not a low power battle. It won't see a store, but then again, it's more scrap. And then we can go down here and start looking aggressively for a store. I think we do that. The other problem going into a nebula is you can't do the depower trick, but we don't really need to do that anyway. Let's pre-cloak. I don't know if we one-shot this ship because they have rock plating, but we should be able to do 3 damage to their weapons, and then it won't matter even if they still have hull left. Frankly, them still having hull left would allow us to shoot the glade beam once more and get a little bit more weapon training. They didn't get any resist, so we did kill them. Okay. Well, that's something we can use if we get hit in weapons, because that only requires 2 weapon power. Most likely we sell that. If we really have to, we can upgrade and use that, although it is quite awkward. You can use that to take down shields, it's just, you would ideally not have to do that. Let's let the O2 recharge to almost, but not quite 50%. And now we jump here. There's nothing there. Okay, there's a store. I want to take this fight. Are you fucking joking? This ship is like, this is basically an out-of-depth ship. Ships are very rarely have 2 shield bubbles. And not only does this ship have 2 shield bubbles, it has level 4 weapons. This is effectively like a ship we would fight next sector. I think we might die here. We could charge the swarm missile and try to nuke their weapons. The problem is they have NGs as well as everything else. Like, at most, the swarm missile would do 3 damage to their weapons. And probably it's only 2 because they have a defense drone. And if that happens, we also can't hit shields and weapons on this. I think we kind of have to do this. Yeah, we need to use the swarm missile. That can at least do 2 damage to weapons instead of just 1. Do we active cloak now? The problem is, do we pre-cloak or active cloak? This is like the absolute worst ship that we could see. This is much worse than a Beam Master. With a Beam Master, you have a chance of getting out without. The thing is, even if we get a good set of shots, like the absolute best thing that could happen with the Swarm Missile would be like we hit weapons twice and set fires. With this many NGs, they'll probably put those out anyway. I think if we can glaive beam, this won't have the shield buffer upgrade, so maybe if we can hit shields, we can pull people off. But the thing is, like they have NGs, so it's not like we're going to get a second set of shots. We probably just need to run from this. These weapons don't even line up in a way where I can cloak multiple of them. So this is altogether extremely, extremely bad. I won't be using a level 3 cloak until, well, I will when it actually goes off, but... I don't think we have any chance of killing this ship. It's just a matter of, do we survive it? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Why did I already depower that? I did not need to do that. Okay, now we can... I think if that's not heading at something threatening, we need to let it through. Is that an ion bomb? I think that's an ion bomb, which is really bad because that's much slower than our other weapons. We can't possibly cloak both of them. Okay, is that heading at my engines? I think that's heading at my engines, in which case we need to cloak it because we probably need to run from this fight, and that will completely take my engines out if it hits. So we need to do a big long... Yeah, that was aimed at our engines. If we do this, even if we then get hit on weapons, we can switch to the Swarm Missile. So I think that's the way to do. That will pull down the heavy laser at least. Oh, our person in there is suffocating. There's obviously no oxygen. I don't want to do that yet, actually. Okay, we've been hit on weapons and cloaks. That's very, very bad. Okay, it's a stun bomb. That wouldn't be that bad, except they've stun bombed my fucking weapons. We just need to get the fuck out of here. Good chance that this person dies. Please cloak both of these. Yes. Get me the fuck out of here. Do we just go to the store? We don't have enough for shields if they have them here. We have enough to get hacking if we sell the Swarm Missile. I think we just have to do this. We can't risk the next jump being a fight. They don't have hacking, they have flak. They have a halberd beam. They have shields that we can't afford. We desperately need repairs. Like, if we had been able to win that fight, we would have enough to get shields right now. Almost certainly. We would definitely have done so, but like, we would be most of the way there. And once we sell the Swarm Missile, it would work. Now, let's see first of all, do we spot another store? We don't. There may be another one later in the sector, or it may be that our other store is, say, there. Trying to work out if we can somehow respec and use halberd beam and flak. I'm pretty sure the answer is no. These sell altogether for 79 scrap. So that would bring us to 154. We could actually buy both of them, but we could not upgrade enough to use both of them right now, and we need to be able to use all of our weapon power right now. Other options here. The problem, like, we'd love to be able to buy the flak. You could use that alongside the glaive beam. The problem is actually getting that online is 125 scrap and then power. We've not made that much scrap in the entire run so far. If we, hope to be able to do that sort of thing, we would need to be having a much better start. And we really need to repair. I think, honestly, we need to just repair and leave this, which is really frustrating because there's great stuff here. If we had not had such an unutterably shit Sector 1, we could buy some of this stuff. We'd buy shields. That would probably be our priority. But we can't afford that without selling the glaive beam. Could we even sell it? Even if we sold the glaive beam right now, we wouldn't afford that. We would have to sell the swarm missile as well. And that would leave us with 0 weapons. This, and we just have to look for another store and hope that we can get hacking or shields there. Ideally hacking. Especially since, we can afford hacking right now by selling this. 2, 3. I think we can afford to do this. We're obviously not going back to that awful, ridiculous fight that belongs in next sector. I forgot to get my O2 back down, but it's fine. We can cloak this so it doesn't enormously matter. Right away from the outset of fight. This is how things are supposed to go in Sector 2. If you don't fight complete nonsense like the ship we just had. You cloak 15 seconds at the start of the battle, they can't charge their weapons. Glaive beam only takes 7.5 more seconds to fire because of your faster weapon charge. That means they don't get to use their weapons on you, they just die. Okay, they did actually get to fire a missile at us, but they're dying while they do it. So we will take at most 1 damage. We dodged that. I hate this ship so much. Like, that fight there was bad, but with a lot of ships by this point in the run, you'd be strong enough that you could just about deal with that. But Stealth B is so fragile. Sultan Trade and Supply Hub. Is this a store? It's either a store or a quest. It's not worth paying scrap for this. We need our scrap so much. It's fine, it's a fight. Now, unfortunately, this ship has level 3 weapons. However, we can actually use the Zoltans against them here. Beyond the fact that they've boarded me and they're trying to go to my fucking weapon. Can you please keep them from going in there? Also, I'm supposed to be pre-cloaking this. You get out of there. Rock can take these explosions. So this is a Lido missile, because they have a level 3 weapon system. Other than cheaty ships like the one we just fought, enemies this early don't have above level 3 weapons. So that's a 2 power weapon, that's therefore a 1 power one. The 2 power weapon is always in slot 1 when they do this. What will happen when we take this down with our shot, they'll run a Zoltan in, that will force power to the weapon in the first slot, which is this. Which will take their missile down. I think they will get to fire at me, unfortunately, because it was already, they didn't actually reach there in time for us to do it, but yeah, they've actually depowered their own weapon. I don't think I can fix that without getting in the med bay, but we'll kill with our next shot, so. Okay, we actually now have enough scrap that if we sell the swarm missile, we could exactly buy shields, as it sells for 32. Ideally we make more scrap for the next store, and ideally we actually find another store in this sector, because of course we are not guaranteed to do that. One good thing there is that was at a beacon that did not have a ship detected. So we've all got fight there, fight here. We can get a fight here, probably. This is a high scrap reward. They may have offensive drones. If they don't, it's a trivial fight, even with double heavy laser. We have to risk it. We are so far behind. So we used the same tactics we did last time against the beam drone. That's not aimed at anything that matters. I think we cloak now. And then we have enough time that regardless of what else happens, they may get to fire these heavy lasers at us, which would be unfortunate. But not fast enough to stop our shot going off. In fact, no, I don't think they even get to do that. We kill. Get a high scrap reward that we very much needed. I'm still really annoyed about that fight earlier, because like that, effectively, it cost us not only the scrap we would have made in the fight, but the stuff we spent on repairs as well. So we would be like 30 scrap ahead right now if we hadn't had that happen. Okay, we need to go here to see more beacons. We can't take this one. There's a store up there, we can't go there, of course. Actually, in that case, should we just go to here? 1, 2, the only possible store. How many jumps do we have before the exit? Looks like 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's make certain of this, because if I mismeasure and dive, we very definitely die on this ship. Yeah, we have 4, so I can afford to take this, and go to any of these 3 beacons. If none of those are stores, well, we'll have to hope for one early in Sector 3. Cloak right away at the outset of the fight. Play beam from there to there. Is that the first fight we've had where we didn't take damage? I feel like it was. Damn it. Well, we're not getting another store this sector then. Well, we're holding on a scrap for one next sector then. Oh, we pre-cloak this. They might actually get to fire those. Nope, not quite. We strictly have enough scrap right now to upgrade to use the Swarm and the Glaive, albeit that would take us way away from being able to afford anything else. Let's make absolutely certain we definitely have 2 jumps here. I am about 90% certain that we do, but I am not 100%, and therefore I'm just going here and then out. Even though that is very frustrating to have to do. Like in this ship, we would, with almost any ship, we would be able to crew kill this trivially. One of the problems with this ship is it's quite difficult to get weapon drops because you don't crew kill. We got one due to being lucky, but oh wow, they even have pre-battle borders as well as the border they're actually going to send over. But yeah, this fight would be, even with the free borders, this fight would be a trivial crew kill for any ship with shields. Don't break in until we actually fire. Okay. Now we can deal with these rampaging monsters. The medbay on this ship also sucks, along with all the other things that suck about this stupid ship. Oh. Yeah, although the medbay does suck, it generally functions better if you turn it on. It's very close. I'm pretty sure that we had an extra jump. Not worth risking. Okay. If we can get hacking, we can just beam the shit out of everything. But if we don't, that weapon is basically worthless. Yeah, if we get hacking, that makes this a very easy... Yeah, look at how close that is. You can tell why I did not want to risk that. Okay, we go NG Homeworlds. We are not going to want to fight anything, and NG Homeworlds is probably the sector where you're least likely to do that. I want an immediate store and some free stuff. Go here, then there. Okay, this is a fight. We could upgrade our weapons to use the swarm missile. On the other hand, what we could potentially do would be this. Chuck these into shields and the hull beam does the rest of the damage. If it's a skippable fight, not everything that says ship detected is a fight. The problem is if we upgrade this to use swarm glaive, that's safer, but it's basically all our scrap. We won't be able to afford hacking, which which is the thing we really wanted. If there's a store like right there, we wouldn't be able to make it back in time. I think we have to risk this, hope this. If it is, of course, some fights in this sector as well don't have max shield bubbles. Do we take this fight? Their weapons are not that dangerous, and we could just swarm missile them down. And this is a double scrap possibility. I think even though they do have 2 shield bubbles, we need to take this. Hopefully they don't have the buffer upgrade. If so, we would do 2 damage to weapons and just leave them a single dinky basic laser. Unfortunately, they're also running to weapons, but... That dodge is big. I forgot that they could fire that at 1 point of charge. Okay, they don't have that. Let's start charging the swarm missile up now. And we can chuck 1 into weapons. Their NG is not fixing weapons, which is good. 1 in there. Now let's charge this all the way up. They're fixing with a mantis, so I don't need to worry. If our shots all hit, we just kill the ship. And if we don't, then we pre-cloak and we switch to the glide beam. Got him. Yeah, that was really, really worth it. And we found a store, thank God. Please have hacking. You're NGs, you like hacking computers and all that stuff. Yes! They have hacking. Okay. If we sell the swarm missile, I think we can buy hacking and shields, although then we wouldn't be able to upgrade the hacking, which I'd like to be able to do to get through multi-levels of shields. But at the same time, we would only need... I suppose we could sell the whole beam for that, but if we keep that, that's like a one-shot build for the whole run. And we could potentially just get scrap here. We need 10 scrap. I think I need to buy a little bit of fuel. So now we need 16. Like, if we have to win one fight with just the glade beam and, like, basic level shields, we can do that. Search for the ship. Yay! Take the free weapon. Do I just jump back to the store? If we jump back to the store to sell that, I have to go through a pulsar. That's really bad, even with what we've got. So we'll take this and hope we get 5 more scrap. I'm not going to risk my crew on that. However, we can go to this store and sell the heavy laser too. Heavy laser 2 be gone, hacking up, buy a power bar. Now, we have a little bit of difficulty actually using all of this right now. Also, we hadn't run our person back to weapons. That was really, really dumb. However, we now have a setup that is capable of one-shotting things for quite a considerable period of time, and we can use that to build scrap up. So we're kind of in a good position here. Let's get a few points of repair. This is what a good NG sector looks like. Often NG sectors can be really, really bad and bare and leave you in an awful position. But this one, thankfully, was not. You run to hacking. We'll pre-cloak. We have to use all of our power on this stuff, but we also have to time this correctly. I think the timing is basically when the cloak ends. Because, yeah, this cloak is 15 seconds, this takes 22.5 seconds to charge up, and this lasts for 7. So this drains the shields completely. And we zap them. So you go there so we can breathe. Next few rewards are all going into power because we desperately need more. Upgrading the shields is not really that much of a priority because we can use cloaking and hacking. Normally I obviously want to hack weapons. That's generally the best thing to do, but that doesn't usually work well with the glaive beam. We need to be able to get through shields. Buy a power bar. Now we can actually run both of these without having to have our Zoltan wander around to power one of the two special systems. I think we go here and see what's at that jump. Because if it's a store, it will be kind of wasteful, but there's only a 50-50 chance there even is a third store in this sector. We will buy the one fuel that we can. We're quite low on fuel. Okay, even though I don't think we made that much scrap in that sector, but we got the really good store and that's all we needed. We'll attack this slaver. Should we try to grind dodges against this shit? Because if we take that halberd beam out, which we can by just doing that, this can't hurt us. I think we do that. I'm not going to cut this training because it will only go for a certain amount of time. Pre-cloak, shoot this down. This will even give us some tiny bits of weapon training, I guess. You go there, steal the power back so we can run our oxygen. And let's see how many dodges we can get. We'll have the glaive beam ready, and every time it looks like they're going to get close to firing the halberd beam, we just shoot again and knock it off, because the glaive beam will always do 2 damage to that system, which always knocks the halberd beam down. Let's shoot now. This could backfire on us if they start trying to run away, but if they do that, we have hacking. I think we let them fire that one more time, and then we immediately shoot. We need scrap. The Zoltan crew is quite tempting, since that's effectively a power bar, which is what we're likely to be spending our scrap on. However, we don't necessarily have to spend our scrap on that. Also, Zoltans can die. We would need to put him somewhere, or probably shields, but... we can also get fuel from killing them, which is quite important, and drone parts, which is also quite important. Let them shoot that one more time. We've got like no dodges from doing this. I think we got 1 or 2. I'm sure that my rock pilot had 4 the last time I looked. We are getting weapon training from it, I guess. And if we could find a ship that's completely safe, we could just fire the hull beam over and over and get weapon training that way. Which is both exceedingly tedious and exactly what I will do if I get the opportunity. But I need a good Sector 4 to set myself up for that. Of course, we have hacking and cloaking and, you know, an end-game capable weapon setup now, so if we have a good Sector 4, we just win the run. Like, this ship can become strong, like any ship in the game. It's just, it can also die in ways that are very, very frustrating and difficult to control. Probably should have let them fire that one more time. Yeah, like 31 more scrap. We'll jump into next sector, which will be a civilian sector, because there might be an immediate store, but at a certain point we'll need to start looking at upgrading our weapons to bring the glaive, the hull beam into play. But I think first of all we need to upgrade some other stuff. Huge nebula here. I think we take this and then scroll up. We're in a little bit of danger because we can't really deal with half power situations. But most of the fights like that you can skip, and we can probably make it work. I don't like this ship. I think we cloak these shots actively, we don't pre-cloak them. If they go to our weapons, that's been hit through cloaking, it's extremely bad, obviously. Sadly, we can't cloak both the bomb and the missile. Okay, we've taken down the only thing that can do us hull damage, that's good. Should we hack weapons here? I think actually here we will hack weapons, because we can't kill this ship. None of these weapons do us any damage. And if we have to fire the weapon more times to do it, well, I don't mind that much. Also, you go to shields. We might... Okay, we didn't get hit on weapons. We did unfortunately get hit on the hack, but we can, we have ways around that. Okay, we still can't actually, even though he's putting power on that, we still can't actually use it. It's put in lockdown. I think that's an ion bomb. Yeah, it is. Well, they fully ionized our shields, which is very terrifying for the 0 hull damaging weapons they actually have. Unfortunately here they've left the missile up. I think if we pre-cloak now, we can pretty much knock that off. Keep the FTL charging just in case things go pear-shaped and we need to run. We'll just take that offer. Power. I think now we're good on power and we can start saving to do other things. A little bit spooky being in a nebula with this little fuel, but I think we need to still push a little bit. If nothing else, if we run out of power in a nebula, well, the fleet pursuit will be halved. I think we work on weapons next, not shields. Just make sure we can keep one-shotting enemies. As long as we can kill enemies, everything else can wait. With hacking and cloaking, we should be able to prevent them from doing anything too bad to us when they shoot. Or if they even get a chance to shoot, we can mostly prevent them from doing that. I think we skip that. Okay, this ship is pretty trivial. We'll hack the weapons, I think. We would be able to just destroy it with a pre-cloak, except they, of course, have their own cloaking. We cloak now. Although, if we waited, we might have potentially, yeah, they would be able to fire this stuff. But by cloaking right away... Now, unfortunately, they actually are going to get the cloak a second time. I don't think they can quite escape before we get to shoot. Maybe they can. They actually get a second cloak here, and that's a really long cloak. I'm going to be very, very annoyed if they manage to escape. Oh my fucking lord. I didn't realize that cloak was going to be that fucking long. I think that's the first time that's ever happened to me, that a thing managed to cloak twice and thus escape. Well, the doubled fleet pursuit is fine, we're in a nebula. It would have been a low scrap reward anyway, but it might have had fuel. Why couldn't the ship have been like this? We don't even, I think, need to hack this, because we'll just one-shot them. I might have been able to kill that ship with the hull beam, but I doubt it. That would have been faster. Well, we got a fair amount of scrap, but we didn't make any fuel. We are now very critically low. Jump out and see if we can find a store down there. No, I can't afford to hire a crew right now. Oh god. If that's a fight and it's a low power battle, I mean, the main things that can occur there we could dodge. There's also only I think we jump here. That way if we run out, we're in a nebula, we have time, and we see more stuff. Yeah, we will offer missiles for fuel. We will absolutely give up 1 missile for 7 fuel. And we found a store. We have 25 scrap worth of stuff to sell. We'll take at least 1 jump since we're way ahead of the fleet pursuit. Okay, sensor station. We can hack weapons on this ship again because they have no shields, so... Once again, they will get the cloak twice before we fire a single shot. Wonder if I should have switched to hull beam on this, because they're not dangerous if we take even 1 weapon out. They hit us through cloaking, but it's fine. Pull that power back. Blow them up. 13 scrap. Well, I was hoping to get more scrap before stores, but, you know, there's 2 stores here, so... I could technically afford mind control by selling this, but I just need to get fuel and drone parts. And yeah, now we need to start working on the weapons. I'm gonna go here, then down there, and hit all of these. If it's a ship fight there, we probably have to skip it. Wow, Zoltan shield ship with 3 shield bubbles. And hacking. They just hit us twice through cloaking. That is total fucking nonsense. There's now a good chance we take a fair amount of damage in this fight. And obviously that should not have happened. Gonna let that through. Obviously it hit weapons. Still, it's better to do that than have it hit shields and allow this to hit me twice. I mean, it'll hit me twice anyway, because... Of course it does. I mean, there was no choice, it was, Okay, cloaking, do something this time. Well, good, we only got hit once through. Like, the hack wasn't active on either of those cloaked things, so it wasn't that. What? How do I need to do the shot so that it... I'm not sure that this layout I can actually do the shield piercing shot. I'm not sure if I need to hit 4 rooms with it or not. Like, if we can get this down, okay. So that's down. We need to hack shields or we literally can't hurt this shit, unfortunately. So that means we do have to take more shots. That's fine. We have been hit at least once every single time through cloaking. We slightly mistimed our hack, so we did not take that down completely. We didn't kill the ship, that is. But the weapon that's actually dangerous is gone, and they're repairing the mantis, so we will kill the second shot. We should have taken 0 damage in that fight. It's just absolute fucking rubbish. This ship is just literally always a giant struggle, even when, as in this case, you're pretty strong. I'm gonna take this because if that is a forced low power battle, we could use the power. I don't think that it's possible for it to be that, but I don't want to look it up right now. Okay, this is the best event that it could be, because this is just, you know, borders and we made a bunch of scrap. Let's swap people around so we win this fight. Go and heal. Also, we are getting weapon buffer now. If we had had that at that previous fight, none of that nonsense would have happened. Well, it still would have been ridiculous that we got hit twice through cloak, but it wouldn't have actually knocked the glaive beam off. At this point, I don't bother. Once you're at this stage, there's no point doing the O2 trick anymore. It makes things awkward for you. It's the early game where you really need to do that kind of nonsense. Same with the micropause stuff. I don't really need to do that. Do I need to hack this? I want it to be greedy. I don't want to be greedy. I just want to win this run. The safest way to make sure I do that is to hack the shields and pre-cloak. We bought the damn drones, we might as well use them. Now, this might mess the timing up a little bit because we don't have the weapon charge when they're in the room. Doesn't matter if we don't do full damage here, we just need to do 2 points to... We did do full damage anyway, but we just needed to do enough to knock that missile down. And one more fight and we will have enough to upgrade our weapons enough to use the hull beam as well. And that one-shots almost everything. Like, that nearly one-shots... In fact, that one-shots several phases of the flagship glaive beam plus hull beam. It doesn't one-shot phase 2, but it one-shots the other 2. Although hull beam is better against the flagship than many regular ships, owing to how much empty space there is on the flagship. It's an auto ship. Fortunately, that's a beam drone, not a combat drone, so we can still safely pre-cloak it. If it was a combat drone, there'd be a risk of it getting through 2 shields. Or getting through 1 shield, rather. We don't one-shot this ship, but we take out all of its offenses with one shot, so it's fine. I knew those were either a burst 1 and a Leto missile, which turned out to be the case, or if it had been a burst 1 and an Artemis, well, 3 points of damage on that system still takes them both down, it reduces them to 1. Weapons up. Now, in a lot of fights, we won't need to use that. Outpost. Like here, we don't need the glaive beam, the hull beam rather. We'll just use the glaive beam. Pre-cloak right away. Get wrecked. Nice, double reward. I'm gonna actually get my shields up. Like, I can't power all of this, but I can power things. Next I'll get power. And like, for the moment, I could power certain systems depending on what I needed in the specific moment. Ideally, we can start finding some fights where I don't need to use hacking, but I'm not particularly persuaded that will occur. Well, this civilian sector offers better choices for Sector 6, so we go there. Well, more choices for Sector 6, not necessarily better. I want to go into this nebula. I'm worried about missing stores. The main thing I would want in stores now is just repairs, some drones, maybe occasionally fuel. We'll eventually want mind control and backup battery. I think we just need to make scrap right now. There should be at least 2, well, there will be at least 2 stores in this sector. So we take these fights. Attack the pirate. That could make things tricky. We need to see where that's going to land. Okay, that's not too bad. Go and start punching it. Now, I don't know where that runs to after it ionizes engines. Hopefully it does not run to cloaking, but it might. I don't remember the last time I had an ion intruder. Unfortunately it is. I don't remember the last time I had an ion intruder drone on this ship. So that may cut my cloak short a bit. It may also go to weapons after this. It would obviously be awful. Gonna take that just to end that particular situation. Yeah, the ion intruder made things more complicated there. well. Like, I think the brief time that we lost off the cloak meant that they got those missiles off on me, which they otherwise would not have done. Buy a power bar. Now we can jump into the fights. Well, we need to refill the oxygen in that room first, actually, otherwise the Zoltan will start suffocating. But once we've filled it up, we can turn the oxygen off and run level 2 shields. There we go. We will attack the ship. They have really, really good weapons. Seems to be a theme of this particular run. They just hit us 3 times through cloaking instead of fire. I think I need to do this. I can kill this ship with just a glade beam. It'll be slow. Like, this also gives me the chance, if I really need to, I can run away. Attack now. I'm running level 2 engines at the moment because I want to charge my FTL a bit quicker. Okay, we got that down. Cloak all this. This time the cloaking actually does something. Now we kind of need a store just to repair, because we just took a bunch of damage again. No. We'll keep some scrap just in case we say find an event where we can, you know, get a cheap repair. I think we go here and then we have to go up. We may just need to get out of the nebula, because there's never a store in a nebula in a non-nebula sector. Okay, this ship we just one-shot. We might as well charge the hull beam as well to make absolutely certain of it. We won't need to hack. Hit a bunch of empty hull. We don't want these low power events anyway, so we'll go up and get out of the nebula and try to find a store. Use our long range scanners to get free stuff. We want to jump here. We won't be able to jump back to that store, but we'll be able to see if there's one of these tube jumps. I've just realized how terrible this corner of the sector is. This is a possible double reward. And if we use both beams, we can one-shot. This ship has 3 empty rooms on it, so it's very susceptible to the hull beam. It's not quite flagship level, but that's still a 7 damage swipe, along with the glade beam. Yeah, double reward is very good. Sadly, there is no store back here, so we just need to jump forward. In that case, let's buy 2 power bars. And go to the distress thing. Can we find, like, the rock blue? Yes, this is exactly the one I was looking for. Thank you, game. We get an augment from this, as well as a good scrap reward. I don't want to go there. At least not yet. Give me free stuff. Cool. We found a store. Take this, go to the store. We might, like, jump there and then backtrack to the store or something because of how bad this sector is laid out. We're gonna hack weapons here. So we may need to cloak the missiles since it looks like they're gonna fire that before the, yeah, we can't prevent them from shooting that, but we can prevent them from shooting any more. Obviously this will hit us through the cloak because everything seemingly does. If I do this, that cuts their cloak timing. Won't remove it completely, but it reduces it by 5 seconds, and I think that means we get to kill them before they get their weapons charged. I think. Is that level? That's level 3 cloaking, so they still got 10 seconds. Fucking hell. Okay, well, we're taking a bunch of damage here then. But we've got a store coming up, so it's fine. I thought that was only a level 2 cloak. I don't think it would have changed our target. Like, if we hit the weapons, we probably only take down the heavy laser, which was not particularly relevant there. I think that just popped a shield bubble. Okay, they have a backup battery, we get that. We repair loads. Buy these drones, buy all the fuel. Start working on our engines. We can't 100% cloak dodge because we haven't trained evade, but we might as well go here. We can probably now even take a ship fight in a low power situation, depending on what it is. We can't take that, though. I'm not risking my crew. So that was a waste. I could have upgraded my piloting before that, but I didn't feel like it was worth it. There were a bunch of events that could have been, and that's the only one where the piloting upgrade would be useful. This is a nothing. That's a store that would force us to dive, so we just go to the exit. Perform a scan of the area so that we definitely find the ship. We will kill this with pre-cloaking. The hull beam's not great against this particular layout because they have no empty hull at all, and it only hits 4 rooms. But the glade beam will do the damage that we need. The whole beam just needs to supplement it a little. No. Come on in. Kill them in the med bay. Probably getting engines up next, but we'll jump into the next sector first. Rebel stronghold. We can very much take that now. Our ship has now become strong. We will stay away from the nebula here, because if we're looking for the constructor flagship, we know it's not in a nebula, we know it's not at distress beacons, it's at an empty beacon, in fact, so it's at none of these. But we need to see uncovered non-nebula beacons. Let's approach the station. We can do this without using hacking. We just absolutely wreck them with our beams. Yes, use hacking to delay the fleet. That's very good. We found a store. We might be able to get mind control here. We have the scrap for it. We've also got a full map reveal, so we know the constructor flagship is either here, there, there, or there. Those are the only spots in the sector. It's at one of those. We've got this early enough that we've seen all of them. So we will be able to get the constructor flagship. And the reward from that is fantastic. So that was very well worth a drone. We do not want any of this crap. Let's just buy drones, buy fuel, and go on. Now, I'd like to get my shields up. I can't quite do it to the third shield bubble yet, but we can do that fairly shortly. Is this look around? It is. Look around. Constructor flagship is gonna get wrecked. And we can just pre-cloak this even. Not sure whether we one-shot. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, we one-shot this. Like, the Glade Beam does 12 on its own. And we actually have the 9 damage whole beam shot available on this layout. Actually, no, we don't. We have an 8 damage swipe, though. This is like the same layout as phase 3. Be vented. So we will get a free weapon from this. We've nearly got level 1 weapons. Goodbye. So we get a bunch of stuff, a weapon that we'll just sell. We get 2 free fleet delays, and remember, we have a full map reveal. So we know that the constructor flagship isn't any of these, so we can just take fight after. We don't even need to stay out of the nebula now. We can just take fight after fight after fight. This is great. Let's get the shields up now. We're gonna see if we can maybe find... We could potentially use a Pegasus missile to put like a breach in, I don't know, if we could find a fight in an asteroid field, although it doesn't look like there is one. No, there isn't one in this sector. If we could find, I don't know, a auto scout with some weapons and a heavy laser one, and we could chuck the Pegasus into weapons and break everything but like a basic, 1 or 2 shot laser, we might be able to actually train dodges, which would be huge. Let's go here. We've actually had 3 bits of fleet delay here, so I think I'm going to go here, 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 and then down into the nebula, take these fights. We might even be able to do here, there, 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 and down into the nebula. We'll see. This is a little annoying. They boarded me in the weapons, so that means we don't have faster weapons training. That means we can't pre-cloak this, but if we cloak when we fire the Flak 2, now that we have our shields up, the Flak 2, the Flak 1. The Flak 1 can't do anything to us. It can't damage through our 3 shield bubbles. Then we cloak, and then they won't be able to target us with this. So we should be fine. We don't need the weapon training. Good lord, that is a lot of fucking rebels on my ship. Here I really do wish we had mind control. I don't need my pilot. Let's run him out. Keep these people distracted. As long as they don't break my weapons, we're fine. It is, however, annoying that they're trying to go to my doors now. And we'll cloak right now. It doesn't matter if these hit or miss. We might take some damage on systems from the borders, just because there's a lot of them to deal with. Yes, come fight me in the med bay. Start hacking now. Yeah, they've broken that, but it's fine. Slightly mistimed that, so we didn't one-shot, but it's fine. They only have 1 crew left over there, and our glade beam will kill the next time it goes off. That was not pretty. No, what are you doing? Now let's go beat the hell out of these people. Send the rock in first. He has the most hit points and is the slowest to move. Like, I could run this guy into shields, but with events like that, it's much better to have door control than shields. Get hacking up just in case we get an early ship with level 4 shields. It's not likely, but it could happen. Yeah, I think we can go here and then backtrack and still hit the nebula. We'd like to hit that store at the end of the sector to see if we can get mind control, maybe some crew. At the minimum, we'll sell the Pegasus there. We can pre-cloak this ship. We're actually building weapon skill up, I think, because we've got the hull beam to fire as well, so we're not only firing 1 weapon each. Having level 3 hack also gives me more leeway in terms of when I activate it. High power. These are the same weapons that we just fought, so they'll be dealt with in the same way. Beyond that, this ship can board us, which an auto scout obviously can't do. Surprised there are no auto scouts with boarding drones. It seems kind of thematically appropriate. Kind of tempting with the 2 drones, but we just want scrap right now, and we did get a bunch of drones from the constructor flagship anyway. Send the rock in to help out. And now we've got this. Yeah, there reaches a point in a stealth B run where usually if you do survive, you become quite strong. We are there now. We could fight the real flagship right now. And we still have 2 more sectors, including this very, very good one to build up more scrap. Yikes, this ship is nasty. Do we one-shot this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No, we don't. We are 1 damage short. We hit 3 rooms with both of these beams. That means we need to cloak this stuff actively, which, since we don't have 100% evade, means we might take damage. Cloak now. Fortunately, we did dodge all that stuff. Hopefully they do not leave the missile up as their one weapon. Okay, they didn't. Yeah, there we are. 1 damage short. We can let them fire this at us for a while to try to grind dodges. We can even repeatedly fire the whole beam, because as soon as they bring, say, the missile up or enough drones to actually hurt us, we just hack the shield down and kill them with the glade beam. We have still only gained 8 dodges in this entire run. There's number 9. But yeah, if we could find a ship that was a bit like this, but not quite as nasty, we could disable all but like 1 or 2 weapons. Maybe we would just do a glade beam swipe and hull beam swipe that only hit weapons but didn't do that much hull damage, and then we could use that to grind dodges. Let's actually get the piloting blue option now we have the scrap for it, and we have 2 opportunities at it. Right in the nick of time. We'll fight the auto scout. We don't need our shields for this. We'll keep 1 up, but mostly we can just pre-cloak and wreck them with our glade beam. Don't know whether we're 1-shot, but it doesn't matter. We did 1-shot. Now we can stop upgrading the ship and start saving for that store. Actually, we probably didn't need that power bar, but it's fine. I actually want them to run there. If I vent them now, I'm worried they might start running to weapons. Open more vents. The venting on this ship is pretty bad as well, really, along with everything else. Make sure we hit weapons. I don't think we one-shot this ship. Oh no, we do. Get my oxygen back. We have made so much scrap this sector. I'm actually going to upgrade doors right now, because borders are kind of a problem. It doesn't take us away from the only thing we really... The only things we'd want at this store would be mind control and some sort of beam. Ideally another hull beam, but you know, pike beam would work as well. We don't want a halberd beam, that's too expensive to use alongside these two. Gonna go something like here, here, there, store, there. We might even be able to hit like one of those. I don't think we will, but... Let's see, how much... No, this ship might run away, is the problem. It's not an auto scout. I was thinking, oh, if we just do this and that, we'd do 4 damage, that would take this down. It actually would still be able to hurt us then, but more importantly, it could then decide to run away, and we wouldn't be able to stop it. So we will not do that. You have 2 empty rooms. You had 2 empty rooms. So this ship, depending on how long their cloak is, I may actually need to power the Pegasus missile for this. Yeah, I need the Pegasus missile for this. That fires fast enough, and we'll need to hack their evade, which is annoying. That means the whole beam doesn't really do anything. But we need to just make sure we break their piloting first. Because, as we've seen previously, this ship would be able to cloak a second time before a single blade beam goes off. I think our missiles actually get there before they cloak. I'm not 100% certain. But... yeah, there we go. Actually, I still need the Pegasus missile because now we need to hit their shields. That's a Hermes missile, so we can't cloak it every time. Unfortunately, they're going to get to shoot one at us. Cool, we got a dodge. Of course, we dodged the one without cloaking, and then they hit us with cloaking. As we've seen throughout this run, cloaking reduces your evade. At least we blew up the auto scout with a weapon that we got from the constructor flagship. Sure, we'll buy fuel. It's cheaper than what we would pay at the store. Pulsar is a little hinky just because it could hit our weapons. We're doing it anyway. But yeah, this will actually go off before the glade beam can go off a single time. I'm still going to pre-cloak. This is dangerous, but at a minimum this should be an escapable battle. I don't know why I didn't hack their weapons thinking on it. The Pulsar would eventually take their shields down anyway. I suppose it wouldn't have allowed me to do that. No, we got him. Let's do some switching. Okay, that's enough. You go in there now. We don't need to worry about getting our stuff to not be ionized when we jump out of this beacon because we're going to a store next. There's another hull beam. Cool. Buy an NG, it gives us blue options, it gives us another crew member, it gives us somebody with shield skill. It's quite a few things that it does for us. Oh yeah, let's sell the Pegasus now. Also that. I think we missed a chance to sell that earlier, but whatever. If we fight another running away ship, we can use double hull beam and probably stop them. It's not guaranteed, because they might have level 3 piloting. Hopefully we find a trainer ship and we can get our weapon skill up next, and our dodge skill and all that stuff. Keep 75 scrap to buy mind control if we find it next vector. Cool. This is a ship we might be able to train on. We just take one of these weapons off, or one of these, either the heavy 2 or one of the ions, we're basically safe. So we can just hit that rune. Now unfortunately they have cloaking, so I kinda need to take that down or else they won't shoot at me when they're cloaked. Also they're once again gonna get to cloak twice before we get to shoot the glade beam. You need max weapon skill to stop this. Glade beam on that, hull beam on that. Yeah, so this ship, well actually this ship technically can't hurt me right now, but I'll be able to cloak and then get my shields back. And now this ship can't hurt me. Let's take that down as well. Only need to do 1 damage. Okay. Now we start firing this over and over again. They got that repaired. We need to do damage to weapons and that again anyway, so. cloak right now, just to make sure there's no chance that we take damage. Hack. We can fire this right now. This is not actually ideal. These can ionize right through my shields. Just do that then. We might not get very much training in this, sadly. They're not doing what I want them to do with their weapons. And the cloak is making things awkward. If nothing else, we're getting weapon training here, and that's probably the most valuable training on this ship, really. You definitely want max weapon training by the time you fight the flagship. Or an auto-reloader. God damn it, I did not time that right. We're just gonna end this. We'll find a better ship. Nice. We're not gonna bother diving for just a distress beacon. Holy crap. I just looked at how much scrap we made in that sector. We made over 600. Between scrap we earned and drops, we made over 600 scrap. We made 533 scrap in scrap alone, without counting the 3 drops we had as well. Rebel strongholds where you find the constructor flagship early are just utterly fucking preposterous. You make so much scrap. We do not have protection against rock live mine. We do basically have protection against slugs. There's also more stores here. Speaking of which, show me mind control. That is not mind control. It is, however, a weapon pre-igniter. Have a quick look. There is another store right there. Trying to work out actually whether the pre-igniter is even worth it here. Obviously, pre-ignited glade beam is kind of a meme, and it is quite strong. But we have to wait for the shields to hack down anyway. I mean, it is still saving a fair amount of time, but it's not saving that much compared to just buying the auto reloader. I'm gonna just buy the auto reloader. I'm sorry to disappoint anyone, but like, we still haven't upgraded our weapons enough to actually use the other hull beam, and we want to have the chance to go here and buy mind control. It's only a chance. We're not bothering with the burst laser 2. Our weapons are already good enough. Well, there's one other store in this sector. We might be able to get mind control, and if not, we'll just deal with it. It's not that essential. Go there to see more. Now in Slug 7 we could actually fight a ship with 5 shield bubbles, which even level 3 hacking does not always get down. It's about 50-50. But the glade beam will still do some damage through that, and we can win that way. Cloak right now. I think this ship, if we just hit their weapons a bit. Oh no, but again, there's a risk of them running. Now we just need to kill. Frustrating. We may not even get the training in this run. No. There's the other store, so let's farm up as much scrap as possible before there. That is annoying. I'm quite concerned. I'm actually going to upgrade my medbay next, because I'm worried about the event where they send pre-battle boarders over and hack your medbay. Because the way you counter that normally is with hacking, but of course if we hack, we can't get through shields. So we don't want to do that. But medbay 2 is also a counter to that event. nice. We did get some dodges there. Let's just cloak right now. Nope. Yeah, let's get this in case we get that nasty event. Actually, should cloak right now and we just guarantee knocking that missile offline. Nope. Forgetting we don't have 100% cloak evade. The rare auto scout in a slug sector. I think we might be able to train against this. Once again, they have cloaking, so it will make it more annoying. But it could be done. If we just hit weapons, we do 4 damage. We will take down like either these 2 weapons, or we'll take out any 2 weapons, and if we take out any 2 weapons, we're basically safe. Oh yeah, we actually could have got the shots off there. I was forgetting we now have an auto reloader. Heck, now I can remember how many levels of cloaking they had there. Small chance of us taking damage here, but now it's passed. And yeah, you can keep firing these at us and giving us evade. We've actually almost got all the way up. We only need 4 more. And we'll fire the hull beam over and over again. How many times do we need to do that? 22. Although we'll probably fire the glade beam once or twice to do like 1 damage, like right now for example. We don't want to do more than that, we just want to do 1 point. There's our max evade. In that case, we might as well pull this down. Although actually, no, because they've switched to the ion, doing that doesn't work. I was thinking we could train shields, but we could if they were still using those 2 weapons. Only those 2 weapons, by which I mean. Slightly more damage there than we needed, but really their weapons now are irrelevant. All that matters is doing this. In fact, we might hit their cloaking next. Just to stop them from delaying us every time they cloak. I don't know if that's level 1 or level 2 cloaking. Oh, we'll find out. However, I need to take 1 of those weapons down. I mean, we'll get up to max by the time we fight the flagship by now anyway, and we have an auto reloader, so we will be safe regardless. if you don't have an auto reloader or max weapon training, the problem is in phase 1 when they cloak. They'll get to do the usual 2 cloaks that we've seen a few times in this run, and that can make things quite bad. They'd get to have more missile surges. Take that down, please. I suppose there's a mild chance we take damage here, but we can cloak. If that looks like it's gonna happen. We've got almost all of the damage we need. I did not intend to hack there, I meant to power my backup battery, but my hand was not in the right place. Do that, I guess. Okay, here. Now we can drain shields for a little while. Unfortunately, they got the cloak back, so we can't do anything about that next shot that actually does damage, kills them. But I suppose we could even use the glaive beam like this, because if we don't hack their shields. We only need a couple more shots. You're not the only ones with an obnoxiously long cloak, you know. Let's just kill them now. Next fight, we will get max training. Because we only need to fire our weapons twice more for it. Yeah, take that fight and then we'll hit the store with like 300 scrap. Yeah, this is the event I was worried about. Because we now have the upgraded medbay, we can do that and keep our medbay online. And that allows us to, like if they had boarded into the wrong place, it would have been very, this is not actually not that hard to deal with, I think. I think we'd have been fine without the medbay at all. But we couldn't be certain of that. We don't have 100% cloak for this missile, but actually it doesn't. I've engaged the hack too early. I did not mean to do that. That's just a complete misplay, so we're going to take missiles now. In that case, send you out there. Just complete mistiming. We dodged anyway, but yeah. And that's quite bad because we need that to get through their shields. Let's cloak right now. Engage that as soon as it's fully repaired. Now we one-shot them as we should have done, and we even get the max weapon training. Unnecessary damage, but it doesn't matter. We will get that repaired when we jump into Sector 8. Could just do it at the store, really, but I don't think we'll need to. Yay, mind control! Yay, a slug pilot! Okay. Well, I'm pretty confident now we're going to win this run. Actually, I have been for about 4 sectors, but now I'm absolutely certain of it. So I will come back and finish this off. I'm going to get a drink now. Okay, we're back. Which way do we want to go here? I think we'll slightly more jumps topside. Also, we can see 2 of these don't have ships in them, whereas like these 2 might. So yeah, go there. Do we want to buy... Let's buy a couple of drones just for safety. We might not find a repair station next sector, although we probably will. We can pre-cloak and destroy everything in the game now. You two start murdering each other. Do that. And that. Let's get some melee skill, I guess. Okay, yeah, there's a fight at one of them, so a little bit better than the bottom path. Decline, there's actually... Oh. It's the other one that has a... The other option actually has a blue option hidden behind it because we have a slug. I just couldn't remember which one it was. And I clicked the wrong one. Oh well. Have our rock pose as captain. We now have, since we have max weapon training and the auto reloader, we can comfortably get our shots off before they get a second cloak. As long as we time the hack right. Which it seems like we have. Let's do this with the whole beam. Those are 5 damage swipes. No. We just need to damage buffer that. We don't care about killing the flagship crew because we're going to completely wreck them every phase. We have the mind control counter for the boarding, and they won't last very long. Our glaive beams will duel to the death. Yours specifically. No empty hole for us to shoot here, but it doesn't matter. Power? No, not yet. Sadly, it wasn't really a great path after all. Especially since I cost myself a fight. It doesn't matter. The beginning of the sector was quite good and we got mind control, which was the main thing we wanted in that sector. Hit a repair station just to make absolutely certain that we stay stocked up on drones. Path to the flagship looks a bit crappy here. Yeah, we have to go through this jump. Don't know whether we'll be able to afford max shields here, but it doesn't matter that much. We upgrade that just in case they... Would be the worst thing they could hack. Probably the worst thing they could hack in phase 1 would be weapons. That would be very awkward. But we'll save our scrap for now just in case we maybe can't get the shields all the way up. think our hack was a bit late there. Oh no, maybe not. That was fun. Go and be healed. Having pretty decent luck with beacons not being taken over. But I mean, that could change in a moment. That one jump that connects the flagship might get taken over. It doesn't matter, we're strong enough to dive. Ah! One shot it. Sadly, that was a not enough time event. We'll check this out in case there is any scrap here, but there might not be. Okay, there is. What are you hacking? Sort of annoying, but not that bad. Look now. Doesn't even matter what systems we aim at, we don't need to hit weapons or such because they just die as soon as we fire all our beams. Nice! They didn't give us gratitude, they gave us actual supplies. So we got the shields up after all. Let's jump then base and flagship. Maybe max the reactor out if we make some scrap here. And it looks like we're going to. That's kind of awkward, but it's actually not that bad. We can take the overcharge shield down with a whole beam. I did not depower that in time. And now, Glaive and Hall. We still one-shot them. Okay, they only offer gratitude, but you know, whatever. Let's get our doors all the way up for when they do board us. So, phase 1, what are you hacking? Something irrelevant. That's what I like to see. Cloak. Hack. Glaive beam those, and 9 damage whole beam shots. That is a 30 damage volley. That is not quite the max that you could do. 4 whole beams, which is not possible on this ship, but 4 whole beams would be 36. On a 3-slot setup, I think that is the maximum you could do without also including drones. Probably upgrade engines before phase 3, or maybe the med bay. Nah, engines. So we're gonna have to deal with a boarding drone in this phase. Our human and rock can fight that off. We can actually pre-cloak this phase. They'll still get the boarding drone over, but like we will blow them up before they get a single drone surge off. Frankly, they'll only just barely reach us. We'll fight away from the base in case we want to do the runaway trick, although I don't think that's going to be necessary. We have mind control counter, our pilot is immune. Worst person to hit will be weapons, but we can just undo whoever they did indeed hit weapons. Yes, I know it does. I'm using it on my own ship to undo it, please. Need to get the Zoltan shield down, but I'm not used to actually having borders in this phase. If you've been watching my videos, you'll know I normally actually kill them all off in phase 1. All beam setups don't tend to do that. I'm going to actually run my crew out of this room just temporarily so that in case they put mind control off. If they mind controlled one of those 3 and we tried to reverse it, it would actually hit their guys instead. Yeah, like we would not be undoing the mind control on the rock. We would mind control one of their crew, which is less desirable. Okay. So we cloak that. Go and fight these guys. As soon as the shields hack down, we win. They may get some last second missiles on me. Actually, can I make sure they don't if I do this? Is that still, that's still one shot, isn't it? Yeah. So let's make sure they don't. And that is another perfect flagship fight. It's always nice to do that with Stealth B. Although actually, typically the flagship fight is not particularly difficult if you get here with Stealth B. The Glade Beam is actually good against the flagship. It's the rest of the game it's no good at. So, we've got the worst ship in the game out of the way. We've avenged that stupid bullshit loss we had on the last streak. And, you know, the game even threw a lot of really nasty stuff at us. It took forever to get our cloak up. We had that NG bomber that was much stronger than you're supposed to be able to fight in Sector 2. But we still made it through. That's even a pretty good score. One of my highest on this ship. That's loads of beacons explored. I think most of this score is that Rebel Stronghold sector that was just completely ludicrously good. But that's 18 in a row and we have Stealth B out of the way. A streak never feels serious until that damn thing is gone. And it is. So, who's number 19? 3, 2, 1, go. We've already played that. Okay, we haven't played this, so we go from this is the worst ship remaining after the one that we just got out of the way. But it is still, compared to Stealth B, much more manageable. So, we'll see you next time for Federation C, and I hope you enjoyed the run. Bye for now.